Chairman Yarmouth, Ranking Member Smith, and members of the committee. Thank you so much for the opportunity to appear before you today at this hearing on investments in early childhood. My name is Hilary Hoynes. I'm a professor of economics and public policy at the University of California, Berkeley, where I also hold the Haas Distinguished Chair in Economic Disparities. My testimony today summarizes evidence that the social safety net for children generates widespread benefits over the longer term, both to children and their families, and to taxpayers and the broader economy. In 2019, after a robust economic recovery, 9 million American children remained poor. The risk of child poverty is not equal across the population. Black and Hispanic children are more likely to be poor than white children. Children living with one or no biological parent and children living with less educated parents have higher poverty rates. The costs of child poverty extend beyond families to the broader economy. This occurs because child poverty leads to lower education levels and worse health, and therefore less tax revenue and more spending in the future. The National Academy's report, Roadmap to Reducing Child Poverty, to which I contributed, concluded that the costs of child poverty ranged from $800 billion to $1.1 trillion each year. The current social safety net, however, does reduce child poverty. The Earned Income Tax Credit, or EITC, and the Child Tax Credit reduce child poverty by 5.9 percentage points. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, reduces poverty by 5.2 percentage points. Cash welfare raises few children out of poverty. Furthermore, and importantly, recent social science research documents that safety net spending on children leads to improvements in economic and health outcomes in adulthood. My research shows that SNAP improves long-run outcomes. Access to SNAP during pregnancy leads to healthier births. Access to SNAP during childhood leads to better adult health, increases in education, earnings, neighborhood quality, and home ownership, and decreases in poverty, mortality, and incarceration. Other safety net programs show similar results. Access to the EITC during pregnancy leads to healthier births. Access to the EITC during childhood leads to improved performance in school, increases in education, employment, and earnings, and for women, less engagement with the criminal justice system. Access to Medicaid for pregnant women and children leads to improved health outcomes, better performance in school, and increases in educational attainment and earnings in adulthood. Overall, the research establishes that additional resources for low-income children generate improvements across a wide range of adult outcomes. These findings can be used to quantify the benefits relative to the costs of these policies. The costs include the benefit payments themselves and administrative costs, as well as indirect costs coming from changes in employment that result from delivering the benefits and the taxes to fund them. Combining these costs and benefits yield large rates of return across these programs. For SNAP, providing benefits to children yields $56 of benefits to families for every dollar of net costs. For the Earned Income Tax Credit, taking into account the long-run benefits, the program fully pays for itself in the long run. Medicaid for pregnant women and infants fully pays for itself in the long run. Taking into account the long-run benefits, the 2021 expansion of the Child Tax Credit is estimated to reduce the net cost to taxpayers to 16 cents for every dollar of new benefits. So these results show that spending more now means spending less later. Higher adult earnings mean higher future tax revenue. Improved health and reductions in criminal activity mean lower future government spending. It is important to point out, however, that costs are easy to quantify and are incurred early at the time of program delivery, Benefits, on the other hand, take time to emerge. This is particularly problematic because the CBO scores policy proposals over a 10-year window. This disregards long-term benefits and can lead to short-term thinking, ignoring the investment aspect of these programs. In sum, the social safety net for families with children represents investments in the human capital of children, not simply transfers to adults. The returns to these investments, like that of infrastructure, require spending up front, but yield important benefits in the future. Thank you, and I look forward to the conversation.